Flag on the culture. We're here tonight, man. Aaron, what's the deal, bro? What's the word, man? I see you got a jersey, man. What's good?
Man, flag on the culture. I think we got a guest tonight, man. We got a special guest, one of my special guests, one of my favorite people, man. You know what I'm saying? Just inspired me growing up, man. Just when you look at this person, you probably think like, no way. But then when you see him on the field, you like, never mind. So, man, we just want to bring in Michael Trump Harrison, yo. Here he is.
Trump.
I got on it.
You know how to come
Hey.
correct for my boy.
Guy's crazy. This guy's crazy.
Trump, what's good, man? Good to have you on.
What's going on with y'all boys? I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Let the people know who you are, where you from, man.
How y'all doing? My name Trump Harrison, from originally from Pasadena, California. Uh, Grew up, born and raised there. Ducked off to Texas for a couple years, and now I'm coaching at the D1 level. Worked my way up. Started at JUCO and went to a couple D2s, and here I am trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
Man,
bro.
so you've been an inspiration of my journey. You've been an inspiration my whole life. You know what I'm saying? And continue to still do that, man. And I appreciate you for being that pillar in my life. You know what I'm saying? For somebody I could look to, for somebody that's a dog, somebody I could look to for information, somebody I could look to like that. But man, we all grew up in the same city. Um, and growing up in Pasadena, what was football like for you early on?
Football, I think, was the way of life for me growing up. Uh, it was more so just something that we all did, whether it was in the street playing, running in the cars, or we playing two hand touch, flag. What was it? When we all try to
Free
catch the
fall.
three flags, free fall. Like it was just different ways. And once I got an opportunity to play tackle, I think I remember getting hit in the mouth, and my dad was like, "Look, you either gonna do this stuff or you not." You feel me? And I'm like, I made my decision at 6 years old that this is what I wanted to do, and I never looked back.
Man, Trump, I want to ask because, we played together from Pop Warner. We go back from preschool, kindergarten
Hmm.
at Little Lambs. Everybody who was at the Panthers, either we was going to go to PHS or Mir. Bro, how you end up going to
Absolutely.
Blair freshman year?
So I went to Blair simply. One, my uncle was the coach at Blair, Coach Kevin Mills. Two, which is really one, my dad hated Mir. He still does
Hmm.
to this day. So he wouldn't let himself send his son, his seed, to the crosstown rival.
Hmm.
So that's how I ended up at Blair.
Got you, got you. And then I want to follow up with that because we went to HS together, and this was a magical time, especially for us as a unit, but as a school, we made some history. How would you describe that time at PHS that you were there?
The time at PHS, I say I had a great time with all of us who grew up together. It showed me a lot of diverse situations, especially coming from Blair. We had like a more diverse campus, from the student body all the way to the football team. So I think that was a great experience. Only thing I do wish is like we didn't have that stigma of the people before us already, lack for a better term, being scared of John Mayer. Like
Hmm.
that was for us. Like I'm speaking for us. We grew up with those dudes, so it was just a regular thing for us. We just playing the dudes we grew up with the whole time. Versus, I think some guys who didn't grow up with us and played on those teams looked at those dudes as if they were like holy because they went to Mirror. Like, nah, like they bleed, they do everything we do. You feel me? But the PHS losing so much, so long, so often, I feel like played a part in that too.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot off some stats and I'll let Aaron get to it. So I looked this up. I did some research. From 2006 to present time, there's only been three people in a season at PHS to record 1,000 yards receiving. Do you
Me
think you
and
know?
Rye.
You said who?
Me, you, and his little brother Ryan.
Yep, that was exactly the three people.
Yeah, I figured
Crazy.
that.
That
So
is
that's
crazy.
crazy. That's crazy. And we're gonna get into how tall you are and everything, but that just shows though how dynamic we were at our time when we was playing and stuff like that. And I just want to say this: there's no way that team is not in the Hall of Fame. There's no
Oh,
way that T is not in the Hall of Fame.
I agree.
And of course, Coach Mills should be in the Hall of Fame as well.
I agree. I agree 100%
I think
wholeheartedly.
we all on the same page with that one. Trump, stand that 5'4", man. A lot of people counted you out. Um, Man, how'd you use your size as motivation and instead of setbacks? You know what I'm saying? They kind of looked at you and was like, but then when you faced them, it was a total different animal. So
It was, I think it was something that first and foremost, my dad instilled in me. And then I would say, like, my most dope male role models, my uncle and my grandfather. I think a combination of all three of those guys just gave me a different perspective on my height. And it was a time where I thought I was the same size as everybody else, like that's how much brainwashing they had to do to make me like believe it. And I actually played like it. You get what I'm saying? Like when I was on the field, I didn't play like I was 5 nothing. I played like I was probably one of the medium sized guys, so to speak. So I attribute a lot of that to them. And I just when it became my own thing, I think I just embodied that, bro. Like I'm little, but I could do whatever y'all could do. And I really will say it didn't hit me that I was that small till I got to college. Like once I got to college, I couldn't play outside receiver no more. And then I knew why, because it was a dude 6'3" right next to me. And I'm like, he need to be outside. I'm gonna be slide. Like
yeah,
I understood and I accepted that role. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
um yeah. Being 5
a
nothing
lot
is
of
cool.
that. Yeah, but a lot of that. How much would you compare a lot of that also with your village and being from Pasadena?
Being from Pasadena was another thing because I feel like we're outcasts amongst, like for example, outcasts amongst the LA communities. Like we want to be our own entity and we are our own. You feel me? So like I feel like everybody else tries to join LA in the sense of they want to be a part of something. I think we stand out and we're alone, and I think I took that on myself too. Like I'm with whatever. I'm gonna grind, and I'm an outcast, and that's who we are.
Can you share? Because I remember we talked. Can you share? Because you end up going to JUCO, and you actually end up transferring out. But something happened where the school you went to it actually end up canceling or something like that. Can you give a little details of what happened with that school that you initially went to once you left JUCO?
Yeah. So when I initially left junior college, I went to a small school called West Virginia Tech. Um, it was a small school. When I got there, I had learned that the funds were low on the program and that they potentially weren't going to continue the program. Well, when that took place, I didn't turn in my transcripts at that time. Like I was supposed to, but then once I heard that, I started doing my research and seeing if I could get a year back, or if I played, would I waste my year? Well, it ended up being like the program was getting shut down. I put two and two together. It was like I'm not about to waste my season to eligibility, and I ended up having a great time just learning like football. I was I was playing DN for scout team, like I was playing nose tackle, like I was just enjoying the game any way possible. And it's funny, but I really was. You feel me? Like because I love the game so much. So
Yeah.
uh, yeah, but that time it was the school was low on funds, so they had to shut it down.
I asked that because I think that's very unique. You never really hear that before. And I wanted to know, like, what was your thought process or what did you learn during that process just from that happening?
Patience, patience, understanding that it's okay to wait your turn. Try not to rush everything, see everything through. And that was a moment, again, it showed my love for the game, like to me and the people around me. Because, if you're not playing for a year, you tend to probably do other things, be sidetracked. I took that moment to just like, again, like I said it already, just be more of a student of the game. And I never, it's hard to tell somebody how to play DN, but when you go through the reps a couple times yourself and see you want to spin back upfield, close the B gap, not open up the lanes for the quarterback to run, then you start to learn how to coach it. Now it's easier to
Yeah.
coach because, like, I've done this. I could demonstrate it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to say something, man. Like, has coaching always been something you always was aspired to do? Like, is that just
Uh,
something you grew up and was like, I want to be a coach, or how did that come about?
Seeing how the community responds to Paw Paw and Coach Mills, it was always in the back of my mind to become a coach. Um, but also it hit me I became an investment, and they put me out to be a bad investment due to my size and lack of, body size and stuff. At that moment, I felt like the game was ripped from me. So I'm like, the hell with it. Since I can't play, the only way I can stay in it is if I start coaching. So that's what got me really into coaching.
Yeah, that's a blessing right there, man. And when people talk about Trump, man, when people bring up Michael Trump Harrison, man, like years from now, 10 years down the road, what you want your story to represent? Like, what's something that you want people to remember?
I just want people to remember me as somebody who just didn't give up. Like, I know it sounds cliche now that Nip had passed, but I think I really lived that. Like, I didn't give up, no matter all the odds were always stacked against me. Um, I didn't pass no eye tests. When you first meet me, you like, what is this the correct person? Like, what's going on here? I think all that played a part in just me just having a relentless attitude and just like being me. And I just want the people to always remember, like, he just kept going. He never quit. I didn't graduate high school when I was supposed to. You feel me? But like everything I've ever done, I just always wanted to be remembered. Like he just kept going. He never stopped. And here I am, still
Yeah, that's
thugging.
one thing I noticed. That's one thing I noticed about you from a from a little homie perspective to a adult perspective of you being older than me now. You know what I'm saying? Being younger, it was more so like I looked up to you more so than uh, how I look up to you now. You know what I'm saying? I look up to you more now. It's more like, man, like that dude don't stop, bro. Like he keep going. I seen you at one school, you was orange. Then I seen at another school, it was. I'm like, damn. I'm like, man, like man, Trump on his thing. She on his
It's
stuff.
just believing in yourself, man. One thing I take from Darnay Holmes, he got this saying, and I hold it true and dear to my heart. Like, believe in yourself, bet on yourself. Everything
Mm.
I've ever done my entire life, I bet on myself. Like, without question, I'm just going in. I believe that I'm gonna get the job done, whatever that may be. Even when people doubt me, go against me, I don't even let that phase me. But I did want to say, like, I attribute a lot of that to that saying, like, bet on yourself. So if I could give anything to a young buck or somebody that's in need of some words of wisdom, bet on yourself, brother.
Nah, facts. So
Or sister.
Nah, facts. So you also after you came back for a year, you went to Faulkner State. You did great things there. You play receiver. You broke some records there and everything. But now you're on that dark side. You are coaching DBs. What has made you want to? You played receiver most of your life. Now you're interested in coaching DBs. What has made you made the switch to now coaching DBs?
First, I'll say it was an opportunity. When I was coaching, I started coaching at this level. I started coaching running backs, and I was going to coach receivers. Then when I went to my first Division II job, Texas Permian Basin, they wanted a running backs coach. When I got to my second school, which is Northwestern Oklahoma State, the DB coach that was with me at the D2 Texas Permian Basin, he went to Northwestern Oklahoma State, told me I could come with him and I could be his assistant. I was his assistant for a season. He left. I was the full-time DB coach, and then now I'm here at Oregon doing the same thing. And I feel like me having knowledge on the receiver side of the ball and just knowing it from the back of my hand, it's been a pleasure to learn the opposite side and just to know like you got to know everything going backwards. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
just amazing. So I found a liking to that, and I like the challenge.
You got a lot more respect for DBs now, huh? I know
Oh,
what you'll still do
100%,
to them, but
100%.
yeah, I know what
I
you'll
wish I
still
was
do
taller
to
so I could have played DB. I would have never played receiver.
them. Straight out, man. Straight out, man. That's a love. If y'all didn't know, man, yeah, my boy always asks me every time, man, where do you get that from? I tell myself, I don't know. I got it though. So this my boy Trump, man. Is they wore this in a tussle, man. I think they won that this year. This year I had this. They
No,
nah,
not
they
them.
didn't. I don't think so. Oh, playoffs, second
Yeah,
round playoffs.
yeah,
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 that's a
second round
story for a
playoffs.
later day, brother.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what would you say you up at Oregon now? What would you say is your top three things that you've learned thus far? Rather, it's from the position or that organization or program.
I would say the top three things is one is how to grind, how to work. Because I think a lot of coaches, a lot of people find themselves. Well, I'll just stick to the coaches. They'll find themselves grinding or working, but it's like, what are you working on? Do you know what you watching? Do you even know what you breaking down? Like, so I think the opportunity of being here, I'm kind of more understanding on what I'm learning, what I'm grinding for. You feel me? Like, what I'm watching on film, schematic wise. Another thing I would say is just how to be consistent. Just consistent in what you do, because it's a lot going on each day and within our lives and individually. And I think just staying consistent, being the same person each day, giving the kids some type of stability that you not gonna be going up and down. Like you gonna be remain here, level headed. And then the last thing is just uh, creating a family environment. Like I think Coach Lanning does a great job with that. Just creating an environment where we could be ourselves. And I think when you're your best self, you're able to help whoever the people or the audience is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think those are like the three things that I learned.
Now, last thing, man. Last thing. You at a university, and just because you at a university, I got people hitting me, telling me, hit your boy and send this film to him. And they think it's literally that easy just because we know somebody. Can you just give them an understanding on, or can you just break it down for them?
Yeah. So me and my cousin Carl likes to talk about this situation because of kind of what you're saying. We all like to just be honest. So, for example, if you have little little Trump, and he wants to go to Oregon, and we want to show his film. First, I want you as a parent to ask yourself, look at the current signees of that class, watch your son's highlight tape, and compare it to somebody that's already signed. That way, you could be honest with yourself. If you watch the film and be like, "Yeah, my son not better than him," then I really can't do nothing for your son. It's not that doesn't mean he's not good enough. That just means he's not what we're looking for. You get what I'm saying? So always just compare and contrast, because that's what we're doing as coaches. Our livelihoods are on the line. We're not gonna go pick a kid for a favor versus a guy that's better for the job. I want my job. I want to keep my job as long as I can. And me giving out favors won't do that.
Yeah, so man, I'm glad because it's a lot of guys who like me like to come to me and like the middleman with certain coaches that I do have connections with at the next level, and I appreciate just letting them know like the compare and contrast thing, and because that allows them to think prior to even hitting me up. They got to do their homework and they got to do their due diligence on should I even compare or should I even send this to them with being honest, and they got to take the bias out. They got to take the bias out as well. You know what I'm saying?
That's the first thing, man. And it's hard for a lot of people to set their pride aside when it comes to their kids because you want the best for your kid. And rightfully so, you should. It's just sometimes you got to understand like how I had to face reality on not being having a body type to go pro. Skill wise, I think people who know me probably feel like I could have done it. Size wise, it just I stated earlier, I was a bad investment. I had to accept that and I had to roll with it. So it's just I think it's something just being honest with yourself.
I want to push back on that, Trump, because I think more so we came in a generation that was just a little too early. Because if you look at kids now, and I watched in the Cal game, the receivers, they got two receivers that's under 5'6", or they like 5'6". So I feel
Yeah.
like, and they had a D1. I feel like it's just we played a little earlier. The game has adapted. And then as far as, and I'm not giving you, I'm not saying anything about what you said about recruiting and stuff like that, because I definitely understand. I feel like it's also for certain schools. Like you said, you were at Oregon. You're at a top collegiate school, right? You guys are fighting for national champions. But what I'm seeing now is, because I've called some people on behalf of guys that I train, and they be like, oh, we're just not messing with him, or he's not rated this high. And then the kid, he balls out wherever he goes. And now they like, oh man, he's doing his thing. Let's see if he can come up here. It's like, hold on. You said he wasn't ranked a certain. Now that he's balling where he's at, now you're interested. So I feel like at the end of the day, this is why I think the transfer portal is actually good, because it gives the kids who are actually good enough, they may not get recruited by these type schools, but now it gives them a second chance to go play at an Oregon, an SC, or something like that, where they actually can produce and play at that level. So I think I definitely agree with you. It's just now people want to see them play at a level, and do it. And bro, we already know you could play at any point in time. You're a great investment. I think it's about people just buying in. And during that time, it was a little too early, man, for us. A little too early.
Yeah, 100%. And again, like I don't want to sound shallow when I say that. I just want it to be like it's just the way like some schools care about stars. You know what I'm saying? Some schools don't care at all. So it's kind of like depending on where you are. And then I'll say lastly, with the kids, like with the kids with the kids going to a different school before, like when you present that kid to a D1 and then that coach or that school says they want to go in a different direction for that moment, I think it's just to prove that they could play at a certain level,
Mm-hmm.
because the level they're coming from they might be playing against 10-5-5 dudes and they slow and sorry. So I don't want to see you do it against them. I want to see you do it against a better guys, and then I'll revisit you after that. You know what I'm saying? And that might not be fair, but that's the way the game goes.
Yeah, that's
So
just the politics of football.
so you now you just made me think of something, because I don't know if you've seen Archie Manning's film or Derrick Henry's high school film. They was playing against nobodies, and they
Hey,
won.
Spike. So you got Arch Manning, who's showing us he probably should have played against some better guys. And then you got Derrick Henry, who showed us he could play with anybody. It didn't matter who lined up.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm just saying, how do I feel like it's tricky as far as, because I'm not in those rooms. I feel like it's tricky based off those the evaluations. Like you said, you're going against competition, but you're also seeing like, hey, they can do this, but can they do it at this level? Which is why ultimately, it's not a lot of high school recruits getting recruited like they used to, because more people are getting guys out the portal.
I would say that's more of, I think, a rumor, because here we only on our board is high school guys. Like, there's no other, like, I haven't even spoke. I don't even know if I'm giving up too information, but I ain't spoke about no junior college, nothing since I've arrived. It's
Mm-hmm.
all been high
Mm-hmm.
school. So I don't know if it's different each place or how that goes, but trust me when I say
Be
high
listening.
school is very, very relevant, and people like us are going after high school guys
Mm-hmm.
first.
And I think David Long, he said the top rated high school guys are still going because he gave us some perspective. He's like, there's not too many JUCO guys going like to Ohio State, Michigan. They're
Mm-mm.
still the predominant schools are still going.
Developing.
Yeah, they're still getting the high school guys because they know that's their bread and butter for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
So man, we got a last segment, man, because we know you got to go. It's flag or no flag. Essentially, we ask you a question, right? And if it's a flag, hey, you explain why. If it's no flag, if you think you agree, then it's no flag on your end. So the first question is it a flag for a program to have be recruiting a student and they say, look, man, I don't want you to have nothing else going on but football. Is that a flag or no flag?
Flag, flag, flag. That's for
Flag.
me. Again, that's for me. I want a diverse kid. I want you to run track. I want you to play basketball. I want you to play baseball. I want you to play the trumpet, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Violin. I want it all.
Yeah, that's a flag, bro.
that definitely is a flag. And there's some programs like this though. That's what's crazy.
Oh,
Definitely
for
think
sure.
that's a flag as well.
So you
All
being
right.
a coach, you think coaches should get bonuses based off stars recruits?
Yeah. If you working your tail off to recruit this guy and a bonus come with it, who am I to say you don't deserve that bread? He gonna help the program and the
So
little
you say
money
no
they gonna give
flag.
you on the bonus.
No flag.
No flag for
Oh
it.
yeah, no flag, no flag. I'm sorry, no
Okay.
flag, no flag.
Okay.
You good. I should have
What
asked it better.
what you think, Aaron?
I'm right with him, man. I think, like you said, if you busting your butt and you get a 5-star and you get somebody to land there, like whoever got that kid to go to Tennessee, he should be retired now. They got the first 5-star in school history. You
See,
get what I'm
this is
saying?
I think it's a flag based because stars don't always mean nothing. I mean, we seen 5 stars who don't pan out, who don't play.
Right.
I think it should be based off
Too
time.
often.
I think it should be if these guys are starters or if they change the program, then you get a bonus. I mean, I
I should
understand you busting your butt, but you getting somebody there and they don't pan out. What good? What good was it?
Man, if you do, like I say, you do something like Tennessee, get somebody there ain't never had a 5-star in history, bro. He should be retired right now.
Like whoever got the BYU quarterback, he done changed the trajectory of their program.
Oh
They
my
lost their
God.
starting quarterback, and he stepped in.
Yeah.
I,
He
Yeah.
just came out of high school in
so
July.
I think he should get 3 bonuses. Whoever recruited him, they're a different program without that guy. I tell you that. And this is the
Absolutely.
last one, Trump.
Okay.
I don't know about y'all. When I was in college, I done heard some foul things in film. I've heard some coaches get real personal. So do you think it's okay or a flag or no flag if a coach gets personal and then a player comes back and saying something personal too publicly, just like the coach, and now the coach get upset and don't play him?
There's uh I guess flag for disrespecting the player. Like treat treat these young men as you would want somebody to treat you. And I know for a fact back in my day when I was coaching, if a coach would or back when I was playing, if a coach would have got at me disrespectfully, I wouldn't have responded the correct way. So that's flag all day, every day.
No, facts. And what
Yeah.
you think?
It's different. It's different. I think it's a flag, but then you got people like Mills who built a relationship with us and could say stuff like
What he said.
so and so. Yeah, you feel me? So and so is whatever
We
he
we
is.
we can't repeat anything.
So I'm just saying it's certain teachers that build that relationship. I totally understand, but you got to have that relationship. And coaches, you got to have that relationship as well. But like I said, he was a coach and he was our teacher as well. So that relationship was totally different. And a lot of people met with him off field. But I definitely think that's a flag. Like if you don't have a relationship built with that person, built with that player, anything like that, man, that's a flag, bro. Don't Nothing should get personal, especially with you being an adult and that being a kid.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely think it's a flag because this is not. I've been playing professional. Coaches don't even do this professionally. They already know ain't gonna get beat up. Ain't nobody gonna say anything. So
Yeah, we all
just
getting paid.
because you think you in college and you talking to some kids, you shouldn't talk to nobody crazy or nothing like that. So definitely, man, definitely a flag. Man, Trump,
Absolutely.
definitely
Man,
appreciate you having you on, bro. What is the next goal for you, bro, after this, man? What's the next thing that you looking for in your career?
Just to uh, take the necessary steps to become the best coach I could possibly be. I'm not in a rush to do anything. I'm running my own race. I want to be a position coach at this level, um, and just see where that takes me. Each step by step. My main goal is to be a head coach at some point. Run my own program, do it my way, do it Trump's way. But I know it's gonna take a lot to get there, so I'm willing to do what it takes to get there and worry about 2025, and worry about everything else when it gets here.
Nah, fact. Hey, wait. Actually, I did have one more flag or no flag. I'm sorry, and this might be a little too close. I don't know if you can answer it. Is it a flag or no flag that they pay these kids all this money, but yet and still they paying GAs and other people less than 50,000 for their salary? Is that a flag or no flag?
I would just say no comment. I would
hey,
say no
hey,
comment.
bro, that's a flag, bro.
I would
That's a
say
flag
no
to me,
comment,
bro.
brother.
To me, I'm calling a flag, bro.
Because I do know this in certain conferences, GAs is making money, like good money. So, like, if you go to the SEC, you might get paid, like, you know, right. You might get paid right, I should say. So, it depends on where you at, man.
Oh man,
Good answer.
like you said, it's a flag, especially where you at. I think it should be proportionate to where you at though. But less than 50, nah, bro. I'm not about to go into this. Especially, yeah, bro. I'm not. I'm about to do that. And I'm sorry. I've done had a GA offer and I had to turn it down. Turn it down. Yeah,
Man,
but
thank you, Trump. Man, thank you for throwing flags on the culture, man. Thank you for coming on, inspiring the people, man, blessing the people, man. Keep going. You know, you like you said, man, you don't stop. So I already know the next time I look up, you're gonna be in a different uniform. You're gonna be on a different sideline in a different position. So that's really the biggest thing, man. And I know you're gonna keep pushing. I know God gonna put you in a place to where everybody gonna be like, "What the hell?" Because that's what everybody been saying your whole life. So just keep going, man. You already know. Keep your foot on next, bro. I always, man. You a pillar to my life, man. You did a lot of things for me growing up. So I look at you as somebody who's definitely, has inspired me to do a lot of things and continue to inspire me. You know what I'm saying? So, man, thank you for coming on, flagging the culture, showing us some love, man, and showing us some family love and throwing some flags with us.
Got you.
yes,
Man, I
sir, man.
appreciate y'all. Y'all know how I feel about y'all, so I just appreciate y'all having me on. And Nez know he's been my favorite athlete since we've been
Yeah,
8 years old. So I mean, we locked in, man. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Thank
We got Hall of Fame, man. I'm speaking right now, Pasadena Hall of Fame, Trump Harrison. Man, appreciate you. You know, it's nothing but love, bro. Nothing but love, man. Keep doing your thing.
Love y'all boys, man.
you. Love you,
Yep, yes,
dog.
sir.
Absolutely.
Man, that's a good one, bro. What you think? What you think
It's a
about the
wrap.
talk
It's a
with?
wrap. It's a wrap, man.
Yeah,
Flag on
man.
the culture, man. That was a great segment right there, man. We all man, just to give y'all a little bit of background, man. We all grew up with each other, played for the Pasadena Panthers Youth League. Arnett ran track. Well, I believe Trump ran track too as well for the Running Roses. So man, we all come from the same. We all come from the same background. You know what I'm saying? Just different areas of the background. You know what I'm saying? So we all got a kind of good understanding. And man, one thing I noticed, man, is our Pasadena people who have left Pasadena do so much for other people, man, and the other people that we get in front of, they literally are amazed with where we come from, our grit, our grind, our understanding. Why are we this way? Um, And Oregon University is an incredible place, man. But I know he's going further. I know where he want to fight on to, and I know where he want to go. So, man, Trump, thank you for coming on, man. That was a great segment we had, and that's what you think, man.
Now, I think it's great, man. And like you said, it just shows the perseverance of what you believe, man. All the odds were stacked against Trump. I remember I called Trump, and this is before he was like, bro, I think I'm gonna be done. I said, Trump, bro, you can play right now. This is when I was playing arena. I was like, bro, you can play right now, bro. Like, I just had a teammate your size. He was like, Ness, like I want to. I was like, bro, don't give up. And it was odd enough, it was crazy. I called him another time and he was like, I'm like, Trump, what you doing? He's like, Nance, it's crazy, bro. You just called me. He said, I just got on the flight. I'm about to start coaching. I'm like, what? I'm like, where? And out of all the places he went to Indy, where on Netflix, they did Coach JB when he was at Indy. He went there and started coaching. And it's just, bro, you just see his journey. He's been doing it for like a couple of years now. And now he's up at Oregon. So, man, it's definitely a blessing, man. I'm happy for him. Happy to see people doing great things, bro, and keep, keep making a legacy for themselves outside of high school. It's some people that's still stuck that we know, but keep doing something new, keep building, keep stacking them days. That's what it's all about. What it's all
Yeah,
about.
you mentioned independence, man. You mentioned independence, and I just want to let everybody know how small but how big this Pasadena web is. Now God does bless us, and He bless us in ways where somebody either could bless us or we either bless with an opportunity. I personally think he was blessed with the opportunity from God, and he just ran into somebody that happened to be from our city there, Coach Jason Martin, who was a defensive coordinator at the time from Pasadena as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's just amazing how when you continue in your journey, the same people from your city who have continued in your journey, y'all gonna meet at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna meet at the top. All you gotta do is keep going, man. You know what I'm saying? We had Carl Holmes on a segment, and they together now. So, man, it's just amazing how how the Pasadena web, how the Pasadena city is so small, but the web is yet so big. You know what I'm saying? And the connection grows, and the togethership always grows. So, man, it's always great to hear from our people, man. It's always good to hear from our people. Ness, ask that one more time.
So, do you think for a star athlete is it beneficial for them to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend? We talking about like middle school, they're about to go to middle school, high school. And we're talking about a star athlete. So we know like, hey, they're going to be the next, supposedly, right?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you just like this, bro. If you want to add these things to your life, you're adding distractions, and it's not stay away from girls, stay away from guys. No, it's focus on what you're gifted at. Let your gifts enhance you to meet people now, to connect you with different resources who you meet people who are alike. You get what I'm saying? You got to
Mm-hmm.
understand, hey, heartbreak is a mug. Heartbreak is something that is a different type of feeling. And it's a different type of feeling for everybody because everybody meets different people. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody's morals are different, everybody's values are different. Your heartbreak might be somebody else's unalive moment. You doing something to somebody else might be a trigger to them to now inflict with your life. So, man, like, don't get involved with heartbreak, dealing with a person that doesn't have an understanding of upbringing and doesn't have an understanding of how you were raised, how we were raised. Because ultimately, you're not trying to figure that out in middle school and high school and stuff like that. So, give it up, man. I personally think you don't. I don't think that and that's me from a perspective of what I should have changed. This is not me from a perspective of having kids saying no, but this is how I was distracted. So I'm turning it around saying, I think if you more so focused on this, you wouldn't be worried about this. Man, I think I had my first girlfriend in element was it elementary school, bro.
Mm-hmm.
My brother ended up kissing her.
Were you kissing your girlfriend in elementary school?
Man, yeah, just because she thought he was cute. But she's giving him like a cute kiss. But what does he think? Man, he's running back to the house. I can't let this go. He is still, we 30 years old and he'll still say he took my girlfriend. So it's funny, we laugh and all this, but the thing is heartbreak. If
Yeah,
your brother
yeah,
don't care and your brother want to bust down the door, he gonna do that.
yeah, yeah.
Not even knowing
You got trust issues early.
already. What are you
Yeah,
doing? You feel me?
yeah.
Like, hold on. So then that like I wouldn't invest in that, bro. And you come from a perspective of a different household, having kids now. You know what I'm saying? So what's your perspective on that, bro? Like,
Man, I think, for some, right? I think it can be a reliever, like someone you can just decompress with all the stress. But ultimately, I don't think it's beneficial. I think I heard a father, he was talking about his son. He's a quarterback at Ole Miss, and he was just talking about he can't have a girlfriend because it doesn't benefit him. And he was saying like, what is she bringing to the table? Like, there's nothing she's bringing to the table right now. And then he was also saying that it like puts a mark on her because if he does anything, the player, if he does anything bad, then they're going to come at her next. So he was just like, you know, don't whatchamacallit, don't have any girlfriend or boyfriend for girls, right? Because like you said, first, there's different things. People are dealing with trauma and families and stuff like that, and you don't need that energy, especially if your trajectory is going a certain way. And then we know people personally who had potential to do special things back home, and they got with the wrong person, and their life turned for the worse. Rather, they're doing good now, stuff like that, but they had the opportunities to do certain things, but because of relationships really turning around, where they was leading to. So I just don't think it's beneficial, um, especially at that age. Now, college, I think yes, but high school, middle school, I don't think necessarily it's beneficial for that athlete. But I can understand though, like I said, it can be a decompressor being around someone. But now, are you going to get married to that person, or is it just a situational thing? So that's why I think ultimately it's not a beneficial. Like,
yeah,
hey,
but when you say a decompressor, what are you learning at that age to where you can't decompress to where you need a person to
so
decompress with? Like my thing is like, and I'm not. This is just perspective. Like for me, it's just being at that age. I don't even think you understand the emotion of decompressing, and you understand the emotion of even dealing with someone else, and you not having a set future and a set goal on what you want with this person because you are focused on it's 8 o'clock being this athlete or uh prospering within this sport. I just feel like the parents more so, and this is not to go against anything that you say, I just
mhm,
think the parents more so become that decompressor and become more so of that opening and open that door to where you open those conversations for the kid and you give truth and you give answers to the kid to where there's no, yes, it's going to be curiosity, but the curiosity doesn't strike as much as it does if you're not giving clarity upon what could come from decompressing with this person.
mhm,
Because I could be a person of decompression and this person doesn't want to hear it. But if I don't finish this phase of our relationship, then now I have added a moment to where somebody who I thought I can decompress with, I no longer have that avenue to go to because I've decompressed so much. This person doesn't even want to hear what I'm really, really, really facing when I'm now really facing something. You know what
mhm.
I'm saying? So for me, it's just like I think you're too young. I think you're lacking emotions at this point to where you as a parent, that's who you decompress with. That's who you talk to. And I think with a lot of society and a lot of the social media world, bro, you literally shut down a companionship at an early age, but you teach this young human how to treat other humans. So then that way, guiding up, I don't like this, I don't like that. And it's not only about teaching right from wrong, it's more so about teaching if dad is single, you got to give the real deal about how you ended up single. You got to give the real deal about how you and mom split up. So now, even if this kid does have trauma, it's truth to the trauma. So
Mm-hmm.
now
Mm-hmm.
you give them the understanding on how, okay, well, I'm just not gonna be like this if dad was like this. Or I like the way that dad did this. I didn't like the way that mom did this. So I want a woman. Or you know what I'm saying? Or different things you pray for, just depending on how strong your spirit is, just depending on where your faith is at home. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm just like, man, like leave it alone. Like just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? I personally think at a young age, decompressing from our area background perspective, we're going to the hill. Um, we find a gym, we find a few people to go around, we find a accountable group, you, me, few other guys, and we go work out. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we decompress. And the ones that do have girlfriends and relationships, let them throw all the information on you and let them throw everything they're going through on you to where now you could go back home and sleep at night and think about what you don't want to go through rather than them going home having problems sleeping at night from going through something.
Mm-hmm. See, and you give a really great perspective, and I can give like for me, because you got to think a lot of these parents, they never went as far as their kids or been recruited, and we talked about this a lot. So they don't know they don't understand all of the pressure that is on them, especially with social media these days.
Yeah,
And like I said, I'm not saying I don't think it's beneficial, but I can understand if athlete if they want to get around people who don't care anything about them being an athlete. Yeah, they cool. But now if you are with somebody, and we're not even talking about a girlfriend and boyfriend, we're just talking about someone you just people you can be around and they just see you for who you are. Not no,
mm-hmm.
we gonna work out. Oh, you gotta clean up, you got homework, you gotta stay on this program. I just wanna kind of don't talk about anything. Let's just
Yeah,
play, watch TV. Let's just do what kids do. That's what I mean by decompressing because there's nothing like that rather than someone like, oh, we got to wake up at this time. We on this program. Yeah,
yeah,
you as an athlete, you understand that. But it's like also, I want to just enjoy having time to myself and being
yeah.
around people who don't see me as this athlete all the time.
Only an
And
athlete.
I don't think I don't think parents get that all the time. People
Right.
people who have children already and see like the burnout, they understand it. Like I've talked to someone who their oldest son went off to school, and as soon as they got there, they quit because there's like the dad was no longer there. They have a second son that's like, I'm not going to do the exact same thing because now they saw the burnout.
Yeah,
But if it's your first time and you like, oh, we gonna be on this, and this, you don't know, and that child won't explain it because they don't know either. They trying to figure out what's going on. Like, but that's why I said I can understand it would be good for decompression, just getting around. But I don't think it needs to be a relationship in order for that to happen. And everybody's decompression is different. That can be an instrument, that can be video games, that can be music, whatever it is. People have to find that. And I think everybody needs some companionship outside of their sport. And I'm not talking about boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm just talking about some type of friendship or somebody you can talk to that you feel comfortable that isn't related about who you are, what you're going to do in the future.
yeah, man. Hey, I got a question, man. What do you think 7-on-7 football should more evolve to with where football is going?
Mm,
Do we bring back the Nike opening? Do we bring back things like that? Like where do you see it with giving junior college players 4 years after 2 years? You get what I'm saying? Like, do you see a benefit if you expand it more or if you take it away more with the way that football is going?
I think we need to scale back to 7-on-7. And then I think we should bring back um more camps. So I don't know if you ever been to a camp in high school, like I'm talking about football camps that the school used to have, like when you go up there for 4 days and you wear pads and you do stuff like that. Have you
Yeah,
did
yeah, yeah.
y'all?
Like the you talk like the mini camps. Like we went up there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. We full
Yes.
pad. Yes, yes, yes,
So I,
yes.
I
Full
think they
pad.
should bring I think they should bring those back more than 7-on-7,
Fresno State. I went
because
to a couple.
I think it's going to translate better to real football. But you can also do 7-on-7 from there, and you can learn it from the college um, lens. Like they can see you and see how you move. But we like, so I went to Colorado. So a lot of people don't know this. I actually got a offer from Colorado going to this camp. And that's a story for another time. But what we used to do, we used to have pads during the morning, and then we did 7-on-7 at nighttime. So I think if we do like that, and it doesn't need to be tackling, but you get to see kids.
Thug.
You get to see kids their aggression, but then you also get to see their athletic ability without it. I think we should be able to do that, but that would, at least in California and other states, that means now we would have to be able to change people wearing pads, or at least shoulder pads and helmets in the springtime. So that's where I think it should go. Um, I don't want people to abuse their power, because I see people always trying to hit all the time. I don't think that's the point. I think it's more so for players. And we got to understand, as coaching, there's more players playing football for the first time these, at least I want to say, the last 3 years or 4 years that I was coaching. So therefore, we also, if you get them acclimated to pads faster, they will be able to speed up their learning curve and getting to know. So that's why I think 7-on-7 should regress, and it should be a mix of have or shoulder pads and helmets and 7-on-7 to do it that way.
Like that.
Yeah, yeah. Bro, I got one last one, bro. So I seen this on Twitter, and Trump he alluded to it as well. The coach said, "You are what your film says." Do you agree with that statement?
Pretty much you are what you put out on film.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that 150,000 million percent. What do you mean? Yes, I agree. And if it's yeah, I agree. I agree with that. To answer the question, and why do I agree? I agree because in football, we can't go from job to 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 fill our resume. We have to fill our resume with film. So that's you going from job to job. That's you doing an assignment. You know what I'm saying? And making sure that that's you building a self resume to allow somebody else to see, are you qualified to, number one, now with the NIL, get paid. Number two, are you qualified enough to play at this university? Like, I mean, I'm sure you are, but I mean, like, yeah, bro, like, yeah. I yeah. It's an interesting question.
See, so I would agree with you, but understanding how football is now, because a coach can have you, everybody got strengths and weaknesses, right? A coach can have you playing in your weakness, and you'll look a certain way. But let's say if you play, let's say you a defensive coordinator left, and you got another defensive coordinator, and you ball out. Well, is that film prior? Is that really you? Like, I understand the eye and sky don't lie, but the player is only going to put on film what he's told or what his assignment is to do. So I don't think it tells the truth all the time. And this is where I think coaches are in limbo, because
Sabotage player.
you feel me? Because there's some, and David, he alluded to this. There's some players who they're in the spotlight, like they're in that position to look amazing. There's also players where they shouldn't even be in that position at all, but the coach says, "Hey, we're going to put you here,"
He
and it's
does
a
everything right.
yeah, but it's very unfortunate. You shouldn't be in that position. So I like it's like man, it's understanding that it's like I don't know if that's the truth now. As a player, I would agree, but now it's like man, I don't know
But
now.
look, but look, so like with a different perspective, the coach can only put you in a bad position if you're not prepared for that position.
No,
I
that's not
personally,
true. That's not true. Okay, let's say for instance.
I'm talking about, or I'm being a bias right now, saying me and you, they put us on the field in a slot corner, safety, outside corner. We'll be damned if we put some crap on film. We're not going to be in a position to where we're we're going to execute. Like, you get what I'm saying? We're going to execute.
So listen to this. So I'll use a situation because I think Dante did this correctly at Mount Sac. Let's say we both on the field, right? And I'm faster than you, but they like, hey, a coach tells us, hey, anytime they go over the slot, Arnett, you go to the slot so you can guard him, and there you can stick this other guy. It has nothing to do who's better. He's just faster. That's putting you in a better position, and that's putting me in a better position because I'm going speed on speed. Now, if a coach don't say anything and he'd be like, you got to follow your man and go, it wouldn't matter if the faster receiver, if he scored on you or not, it doesn't put you in the best position all the time. Because now his strength as a receiver is his speed. I'm not saying you're not fast. I'm just saying that's not your strength. So now if he has a big game, he didn't put you in the best possible scenario for you to win and showcase. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're
So
saying.
it's
It's not
like
about the person, it's about the position.
it's about the position. It's about putting people in the right position. Like
Mm-hmm.
there was a scenario where we played Elko and Dante was like, Ernest, you gonna stick this receiver, Austin, you gonna stick the receiver. And he told us why. He said, Ernest, the guy you sticking, he's more finesse. Now, mind you, they both 6'3", 6'4". He's more of a finesse person. Um, go out, go out, go out, go out. I'm about to be out there. Go, go, go get mama real quick. Go get mama. You just happy busting in here. Go, go get mama. Go, 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 go. Come on, come on. Go get mama. Go get mama. Go get
Yeah, you got kids, see.
her. Busting happy. So the scenario was, Marnesh, you sticking this guy, Austin, you sticking this guy, and he broke it down. Because at first I felt a certain way, but when he explained it to me, it made sense. He's like, Ernest, the guy you sticking, he's more of a finesse guy. He's like, Austin, he's more of a bully guy, stuff like that. He was like, this is just the way y'all play. We played the game. Austin dude got hurt. Our safety hit him like on the first series, hurt his shoulder. I stuck that receiver the whole time. It worked out. We won the game. So he put us in the best scenario for us to win that game. Now, we easily could have played both receivers. It wouldn't have been an issue. But as far as looking on film, the coaches see like, oh, he can play with this type of guy and he can play with this type of guy. So it wasn't like, me personally looking back at it, I was like, bro, this worked out for both of us. We both had a good game. We won the game and so on. So that's what I mean, putting people in the right position
That's
because
I can see that. We had a situation like that at Mount Sac. We had a situation like that at Mount Sac. We lost to Long Beach because we started off the game with a corner and ended the game with a different corner. But I think the corner who ended the game should have been at the start. He should have been corner all year.
mm-hmm.
I don't. But look, bro, this is what I'm saying. The confidence in the player allowed the coach to put the player out there in the wrong position because the player thought that he could do this. How is the coach wrong for putting the player out there?
I mean, I
Like
think
the
corner.
player, like
I think corner. You got to have confidence. So I'm not gonna say no, but
you
I
got to
think
know what you up against. You really right. Like you got to know what you up against. Because I think he wasn't ready for the team we played, bro.
you feel me. And then as a coach, you got to know. And then there was another. We played Saddleback and we lost this game, but Saddleback had a six. I think like a 6'7", 6'8" receiver. We put our safety. He played corner that game. Austin went to corner. I mean safety that game, and he just matched up with him. So it's like, why the coach is like, why would we have Arness or Austin stick a 6'7" receiver the whole game? They're gonna just do jump ball, and they did jump balls with him, but because the safety is he was 6'2", 6'3", he was able to eliminate it. Why would they put us on him the whole game and say stop him? It don't make sense. Once again, it's about coaching. And if we stuck him and we getting beat, did the coach really? Is that our film? is that our film?
Yeah, that is. That is. So I think it's. I think we on a kind of. We in a median. I think with that one, I think it's a median. But I understand your perspective. But I'm also like, bro, I've never allowed the coach to feel like I'm in the wrong position, or like I never allowed the coach to feel like I'm putting something bad out on film because of him. Like I guarded a 6'6" receiver, and who else was gonna guard him? That's how I feel. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but y'all could have put the safety down there, but y'all didn't. So y'all believed in me a little more. So that's just what, like, for me, it's just it can go both ways. I feel like.
No, facts, facts. And then I'll use one last scenario because this just happened. NFL is a little different, but let's say, right, you got a rookie starting, and y'all playing Cincinnati Bengals. Are you doing justice by putting them on an island, no help? That ain't wise because we see veterans guarding them.
You're in the league, bro.
So
I don't
why?
care if you're in the league, bro. Ain't
Nah,
none of that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You're in the league, bro. Rookie, vet. Hey, we want you to be the best in this league, bro. You got to go get him. I ain't keeping you on them all game. I'm gonna package you up and we're gonna figure something out. But
see,
man,
you
look,
just said. I just said you leave him on him the whole time. I don't know if you saw the clip. There was a clip. They had I forgot who podcast is it. This Julio Jones had like 300 receiving yards. This is when Josh Norman was playing for Carolina Panthers, and the safety was telling him the game plan. They was like, "What happened that Julio had 300 that game?" He said, "Man, let me tell y'all." He said, "Josh Norman was there the year before, shut him down. We played cover three to one side, and he locked him up. So Josh left, and the defensive coordinator was still there. They said, we're going to run the same defense. They was like, man, they said all the DBs was nervous in practice. They said a rook was like, man, I'll guard him. They put the rook in. I ain't going to say his name. They put the rook in. He had 300 yards. The whole game. They had him. Is that setting them up for failure? Now, the thing is, the rook is coming in with confidence like he's supposed to. 300 don't look good on him.
man, 300 don't look good on nobody. How much
It
did the
don't
quarterback?
it that don't look good on his and that's his film now. But did the DC put him in a position to win?
Man, yes, because he asked for it. You shouldn't have put this down on your Christmas list. You shouldn't have wrote this down on your Christmas list. Straight out. So, but yes, the DC is I understand what you're saying from his perspective. If we going into that meeting room and your job is on the line, why did you put him out there? You're gone. So I understand it from that perspective. But if it's more so like, man, the guy said he was ready to go. All right, that's what I'm gonna let him know. He said he was ready to go, coach. You see, he got out there and they threw a 300 ball on him, and he was out there getting cooked.
Hey, as a coach, you gotta know you can know that first series he's not ready. That first series is all right, bro. We change up the game plan. But yeah, man, that whole film thing, man, that's a lot, bro. That is a lot. But The old me, like, yeah, man, your film is your film, but nah, that it's tricky, bro. It get tricky now. It get tricky.
Yeah, that's good perspective. I like that though.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
I like
So
that. We'll break that down.
yeah, man. So man, this is a rapid flag, man.